बोलिए श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। बोलिए श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। Jai Jai Sitaram, and a cordial welcome to each and every one of you joining with us this morning as we engage in our Sunday devotion. As we prepare ourselves to begin this morning's devotion, those who are participating in puja, if you do have flowers, please take a flower in your hand. We all clasp our hands, we close our eyes, we bow our heads. We focus our minds upon that all-merciful Lord in the form of Shri Krishna Bhagwan. As we join in this humble devotion this morning, we begin our week offering prayer, offering obeisance at the feet of the Lord. We all pray together. Hari Om. Shri Ganeshaye Namah. Shri Saraswatye Namah. Shri Guru Charan Kamale Bhyo Namah. Om Sham No Mitra Sham Varuna Sham no bhavatu aryamam. Sham no indro brihaspati. Sham no vishnu rukramam. Namo brahmane namaste vayu. Tvameva pratyaksham brahmasi. Tvameva pratyaksham brahma varishyami. Ritam varishyami satyam varishyami. Tanmam avatu tarvaktaram avatu. Avatu mam avatu vaktaram. Om Dhyo Shantihi Antarikshagam Shantihi. Pritvihi Shantihi Apah Shantihi. Oshadaya Shantihi Vanaspataya Shantihi. Vishvidevah Shantihi Brahma Shantihi. Sarvagam Shanti Shanti Reva Shanti Samah Shanti Redhi. Those who are participating in puja, please chant your Rashi names in your mind. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Vishnur Vishnur Vishnu Namah Paramatmane. Shri Puran Purushottam Adya Shri Brahmano Nidvitya Pararheshvi Shveta Varaha Kalpe Vaivasvat Manvantarim Ashtavinashati Tame Kaliyuge Kali Prathama Charane Bhuloke Jambudvipe Kanana Varshe Skabro Grame Baudhavatare Shubh Mase Shubh Pakshe Shubh Tithi Amuka Namasya Mukha Gotrama Namaham Daihika Daivika Bhautika Taptraya Iti Shri Krishna Bhagavan Havan Pujanam Shankalpam Karishye. Offer your flower. We now do Pavitra, purification. We sprinkle the water around our altar 3 times. Om Apavitraha Pavitro Va Sarvavasthangato Vapiva Yashmarit Pundarikaksham Sabahyabhya Antaram Suchi. Om Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu. We bow to our altar 3 times. Om Shamashvame Parasparsham Shamashile Paratpare Ram Krishna Dikanantvam Mata Prithvi Namastute. We bow to the ground, we take our seats. Om Prithvi Tvayadrita Loka Devi Tvam Vishnunadrita Tvam Chirharyamam Nityam Pavitram Kuru Cha Asanam इति हि आसनं समर्पयामि. आसन लीजिए. Please have your seats. So at this time, devotees, we prepare ourselves to invoke the presence and blessings of Panch Mahadevata. As we engage in this morning's devotion, firstly, we contemplate and meditate upon the feet of Gajanana Swami, Adi Pujya, Prathama Pujya. We all ask him to take his seat so that we can obtain his grace and blessings today. Hare Om. Gananam tva ganapati gum havamahe kavim kavinam upamashravastamam ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आना शृण्वनोतिभिः सेधसाधनं वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा. ॐ गणपतये नमः. ॐ गणपतये नमः. ॐ गणपतये नमः. बोलिए श्री गजानन स्वामी की जय. We now meditate, contemplate upon Devi Mata, Adi Shakti, Durga Mata. Om Sarva Mangal Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Trayambike Gauri Narayani Namostute. जयन्ति मंगला काली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा धात्री स्वाहा स्वधा नमोस्तुते. ओम दुम दुर्गाय नमः. ओम दुम दुर्गाय नमः. ओम दुम दुर्गाय नमः. बोलिए श्री आदि शक्ति दुर्गा माता की जय. We focus our minds upon Shiv Shankar Bhagwan. Om Tatpurushaय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्र प्रचोदयात्. कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि. ओम नमः शिवाय. ओम नमः शिवाय. ओम नमः शिवाय. बोलिए श्री महापति महादेव की जय. We contemplate, meditate, we offer obeisance to the feet of Surya Narayana Swami. हाथ जोर बिनती करो सूर्य देव भगवान. दास आपनो जानि प्रभु करहो सदा कल्याण. आदिदेव नमस्तुभ्यं प्रसीदा मम भास्कर दिवाकर नमस्तुभ्यं प्रभाकर नमोस्तुते ॐ सूर्याय नमः ॐ सूर्याय नमः ॐ सूर्याय नमः। बोलिए श्री सूर्यनारायण स्वामी के जय। Now we focus at the feet of Shri Mahavishnu Bhagavan, Shri Krishna Bhagavan. Om Shantakaram Bhujagshayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gagan Sadrisham Meghavarnam Shubhangam Lakshmikantam Kamalnayanam Yogibhirdhyanagamyam Vande Vishnu Bhavabhayharanam Sarvalokaikanaatham Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Shri Govindaya Namo Namah Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansa Chanora Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya। बोली श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। महाविष्णु भगवान की जय। So this morning we're making our offerings to Shri Krishna Bhagavan. This morning's devotion is sponsored by a very wonderful devotee from Maryland in the US, and her name is Joy Ramsundar. So Joy Ramsundar and her family, all offerings this morning will be made on your behalf. So those who are making offerings, please join with us. Firstly, we offer water. Hari Om Gange Shayamune Chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jalyasmin Sinadim Kurum Shri Krishna Bhagavan Argyam Padyam Snanam Samarpayami. We offer Chandan. Om Shri Khanda Chandanang Divyam Gandhadyo Samanuharam Vilepanam Surushreshtam Chandanang Prati Grihyatam Shri Krishna Bhagavan Chandanang Samarpayami. We offer Pushpa flowers. Om Malyadini Sugandheni Malyatadini Vai Prabhu Mai Hritani Pujartam Pushpani Pratigrihyatam Shri Krishna Bhagavan Pushpam Samarpayami. We offer Gandha essence. Om Gandham Grihan Devesha Deva Deva Dayanidhi Tvameva Jagatam Natistva Tvameva Jagatam Prabhu Shri Krishna Bhagavan Gandham Samarpayami. We offer a deep light arti to Shri Krishna. Om Sajam Chavarti Sanyuktam Vahnina Yojitam Maya Deepam Grihani Devesh Trailokyam Timirapaham. बोली श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल के जय. If you prepared a Naivedya prasad, you can hold it in your hands at this time. Firstly, passing the water around it 3 times. Om mandakinyastu yadvari sarva papaharam shubham tariram kalapitam devam samyagya achmanyatvam tvaya. We all pray in our own words now to Shri Krishna Bhagavan as we make this offering of Naivedya. We ask him to accept it and to shower his blessings upon us. Om Grit Pakvam Havishainam Payasham Chashrakara Nana Vidhan Naivedyam Shri Krishna Bhagavan Naivedyam Samarpayami. Om Harir Data Harir Bhukta Harir Annam Prajapati Harir Vipra Sharirastu Bhukte Bhojayate Hari. बोली श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल के जय. Touch the prasad to your murti, to your head. Repeat Shri Krishna Arpanam. If you have flowers, tulsi leaf, you can offer it. Chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We now offer water to Shri Krishna. Om Sarva Papaharam Devam Gangeyam Nirmalam Jalam Achmanyam Chamaya Dattam Grihan Parameshwaram Shri Krishna Bhagavan Achmanyam Samarpayami. If you prepared a Naivedya prasad, Dakshina, you can offer it to Shri Krishna. Om Nakpal Supal Maulavi Vanditangri Yugala Prabhu Hari Dakshinang Pradeshri Krishna Bhagavan Danam Dakshinaye Samarpayami. Boli Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. At this time, devotees, we join as we chant praises to Gajanana Swami. Very beautiful kirtan, so we all join our voices together. Gauri Nandan Gajanana Girijanandan Niranjana.
Gauri Nandana Gajanana Girijanandana Niranjana.
Gauri Nandana Gajanana Girijanandana Niranjana. Parvati Nandan Shubhanana. Parvati Nandan Parvati Nandan Shubhanana. Parvati Nandan
Shubhanana
Shubhanana Shubhanana Prabhu ma pahi prasanna.
Pahi Prabhu ma
गौरीनन्दन गजानना गिरिजानन्दन निरञ्जना
गौरीनन्दन गजानना गिरिजानन्दन निरञ्जना
पार्वती नन्दन शुभानना
पार्वती नन्दन शुभानना
शुभानना शुभानना
शुभानना शुभानना
शुभानना शुभानना
शुभानना शुभानना
पाहि प्रभो मा पाहि प्रसन्ना
पाहि प्रभु मां पाहि प्रसन्ना
गौरीनन्दन गजानना गिरिजानन्दन निरञ्जना
गौरीनन्दन गजानना गिरिजानन्दन निरञ्जना
गौरीनन्दन गजानना गिरिजानन्दन निरञ्जना
गौरीनन्दन गजानना गिरिजानन्दन निरञ्जना
गिरिजानन्दन निरञ्जना गिरिजानन्दन निरञ्जना बोली श्री गजानन स्वामी के जय. So at this time, devotees, we prepare ourselves to engage in mantra jap havan. To those who are performing havan with us, please sit before your havan kund at this time. And as we chant this mantra, we will light the fire. Hari Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Dhayuriva Bhumna Prithvi Vabrimna Tasyaste Prithvi Devaya Janim Prishti Agnim Anadam Anadayadadhi Shri Agni Devta Asanam Samarpayami. We pass the water around the fire 3 times. Om Mandakinyastu Yadvari Sarva Papaharam Shubham Taridam Kalpitam Devam Samyagya Achmanyatvam Tvayaiti Achmanyam Samarpayami. We begin making our offerings at the repetition of Swaha. We offer small amounts, also repeating Swaha together. Om Shri Ganesh Devatabhyo Namah Swaha. Om Ganganapataye Namah Swaha. Om Ganganapataye Namah Swaha. Om Shri Gauri Mataye Namah Swaha. Om Shri Shankar Bhagavan Bhyo Namah Swaha. Om Shri Agni Devta Bhyo Namah Swaha. Om Shri Mahalakshmi Mataye Namah Swaha. Om Shri Mahavishnu Bhagavan Bhyo Namah Swaha. Om Namo Narayanaye Bhyo Namah Swaha. Shri Surya Devta Bhyo Namah Swaha. Shri Chandra Devta Bhyo Namah Swaha. Shri Mangal Devta Bhyo Namah Swaha. Shri Buddha Devta Bhyo Namah Swaha. Shri Brihaspati Devta Bhyo Namah Swaha. Shri Shukra Devta Bhyo Namah Swaha. Shri Shani Devta Bhyo Namah Swaha. Shri Rahu Devta Bhyo Namah Swaha. Shri Ketu Devta Bhyo Namah Swaha. Om Shri Pranaya Bhyo Namah Swaha. Shri Apanaya Bhyo Namah Swaha. Shri Samanaya Bhyo Namah Swaha. Shri Indraya Bhyo Namah Swaha. Shri Udanikaya Bhyo Namah Swaha. Shri Ishta Devta Bhyo Namah Swaha. Shri Kul Devta Bhyo Namah Swaha. Shri Sthan Devta Bhyo Namah Swaha. Shri Gram Devta Bhyo Namah Swaha. Shri Mata Pita Charan Kamle Bhyo Namah Swaha. Shri Shantikot Devta Bhyo Namah Swaha. Shri Panchpal Devta Bhyo Namah Swaha. Shri Das Dikpal Devta Bhyo Namah Swaha. Shri Adi Shakti Durga Mataye Namah Swaha. Shri Shailputri Mataye Namah Swaha. Shri Brahmcharini Mataye Namah Swaha. Shri Chandra Ghanta Mataye Namaha Swaha, Shri Kushmand Mataye Namaha Swaha, Shri Skand Mataye Namaha Swaha, Shri Katyayani Mataye Namaha Swaha, Shri Kalratri Mataye Namaha Swaha, Shri Mahagauri Mataye Namaha Swaha, Shri Siddhidatri Mataye Namaha Swaha, Om Aim Saraswati Mataye Namaha Swaha, Shri Ramchandra Bhagavan Bhyo Namaha Swaha, Shri Krishna Bhagavan Bhyo Namaha Swaha, Shri Hanmate Devta Bhyo Namaha Swaha. We join together as we chant Brahm Gayatri Mantra. Om Bhurabhuvaswaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yonah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurabhuvaswaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yonah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurabhuvaswaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yonah Prachodayat Swaha. Mahamrityunjay Mantra. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukam Vandanam Mrityur Mukshyamamritat Swaha. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukam Vandanam Mrityur Mukshyamamritat Swaha. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukam Vandanam Mrityur Mukshyamamritat Swaha. We chant together Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 27 times. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Swaha. 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 Shri Sarvadevata Devyo Bhyo Namaha Swaha. Shri Sarvadevata Devyo Bhyo Namaha Swaha. Shri Sarvadevata Devyo Bhyo Namaha Swaha. Final offering. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnata Purnam Mudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Sarvam Vai Purnagvam Swaha. Boli Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Now pass the water around the fire 3 times. Om Sarva Papaharam Devam Gangeyam Nirmalam Jalam Achmanyam Chamaya Dattam Grihana Parameshwaram Shri Agni Devta Achmanyam Samarpayami. Boliye Shri Satya Sanatan Dharma Ki Jai. This morning, devotees, as we prepare ourselves to receive the divine knowledge of Sri Ramcharitamanas. It's a very beautiful bhajan where we are appealing to Bhagavan. We are asking Bhagavan to take charge of our lives, to take charge of this instrument that we have been blessed with, this physical body, along with the mind, the intellect, and to guide this instrument, to guide us as individuals across this ocean of mundane existence. We ask the Lord that, O Lord, you have protected us. You have protected us as devotees so many times. We ask you to please do not stop. Please continue to protect us along this journey. Bhagavan meri naya उस पार लगा देना, अब तक तो निभाया है, आगे भी निभा लेना। भगवान मेरी नैया उस पार लगा देना, अब तक तो निभाया है। We say unto प्रभु, दल बल के साथ माया घेरे जो मुझ आकर। That this Maya is very strong. That force of temptation of Maya is very strong in our lives, and it surrounds us from time to time and causes us a lot of grief. We ask the Lord to dekhate na rahena, that if you see us in this position, O Lord, please do not just look at us. Jat aankh ke bacha lena, please help us, O Lord. दल बल के साथ माया घेरे जो मुझ आकर। दल बल के साथ माया घेरे जो मुझ आकर। तो देखते ना रहना, झट आके बचा लेना। भगवान मेरी नैया उस पार लगा देना, अब तक तो निभाया है। संभव है झंझट में। We are saying to the Lord, it is entirely possible, O Lord, in the jhanjat of my life, in the confusion and the chaos of my life, मैं तुमको भूल जाऊं, that I'll forget to call your name, I'll forget to pray. पर नाथ कहीं तुम भी मुझको ना भुला देना। Devotees, we ask the Lord that please, O Lord, even if we in our folly and under this influence of Maya, even if we forget you, O Lord, please, you do not forget us. संभव है झंझटों में मैं तुमको भूल जाऊं। संभव है झंझटों में मैं तुमको भूल जाऊं। पर नाथ कहीं तुम भी मुझको न भुला देना। भगवान मेरी नैया उस पार लगा देना, अब तक तो निभाया है। तुम देव मैं पुजारी, that you are my Lord, I am that one who is performing the puja. तुम इष्ट मैं उपासक, I am that one who is performing this upasana. I am seeking your presence, O Prabhu. यह बात अगर सच है, please do prove these words correct and show us your divine form, O Lord. तुम देव मैं पुजारी, तुम इष्ट मैं उपासक, तुम देव मैं पुजारी, तुम इष्ट मैं उपासक। यह बात अगर सच है, सच करके दिखा देना। भगवान मेरी नैया उस पार लगा देना। भगवान मेरी नैया उस पार लगा देना। अब तक तो निभाया है, आगे भी निभा लेना। बोलिए श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। It's a wonderful prarthana, wonderful prayer that we chant unto the Lord, Bhagavan Meri Naiya. We understand Naiya, right? We've been explaining what that Naiya means. Naiya means the boat. And this vessel that we are possessed with, that we have been given, presented, this physical body, along with our mind, along with our intellect, these three together form this vessel. One is in a gross physical form, the other subtle materials that we cannot perceive, touch. And we ask that these three be transported along with that Atma, along with that soul, to that place of complete peace and happiness. And through the blessings of our spiritual guidance, the spiritual guides in our life, being the scriptures, being our gurus, the teachers, those who are expounding from our scriptures, going to Bhagavan, performing the arti, performing the havan, performing the puja, through the blessings of all of these and the benefits, we are led to those higher and higher states of peace and happiness. So this morning, devotees, as we prepare to receive Ramayana Katha, let us join our palms together. We close our eyes, we bow our heads as we chant these few shlokas before we begin reading. Hari Om Varnanam Artha Sandhanam Rasanam Chandasamapi Mangalanam Chakartaro Vande Vani Vinayako Bhavani Shankaro Bande Shraddha Vishwaswarupina Yabhyam Vinana Pashyanti Siddha Svantastamishwaram Vande Bodham Mayam Nityam Guru Shankar Rupinam Yamashrito hi vakro api Chandra sarvatra bandhyate Sitaram gunagram Punyaranya biharina Vande vishuddha vigyana Kavishwara Kapishwaro. Ramayana Sumiran. Jehi Sumira Tase bhi ho Gananayak Kari Vara sadhana Karo anugraha soy Buddhi ashishu guna sadhana Mukha hoi vacha Pandu chahya gir varagana Jasu kripa sudaya Dravo sakala kar maladahana Nila sarohasya Taruna arunaba rijanayana Karo somama uradhan Sarakshirasa darashayana Punnayendo samadeha Omaramana karunayana Jahidina paraneha Karo kripamar danamayana Bandhav guru padkan Kripa sindhunar rupa hare Mahamoha tam kunj Jasu bachanarag karani kara Siyapati Ram Chandra ji ki jai sharan Boliye Shri Raja Ramchandra Bhagavan ke jai Devotees, last week in reciting our Katha we heard that Garuda ji started to speak to Kagbasunda ji after receiving the entirety of Sri Ramcharitamanas. And he was explaining to Kagbasunda ji that how he became fooled, how he was confused that Sri Ram was acting as an ordinary human, an ordinary person. And he was confused by this, and as such that doubt entered into his mind. And we went on to speak, in depth about how sometimes we use our intellect to try and understand Bhagwan's activities, Bhagwan's actions, and how that can lead to a state of confusion. And when we are confused, devotees, how can we be happy? If there's doubts in our minds, how can we be happy? How can we be peaceful? Garud found himself in this quandary, in this problem. And he decided that he needs to seek help. And after, the help didn't come right away, did it? He went to Naraji first, he went to Brahmaji, he went to Lord Shiva, and then eventually ended up by Kagbasunda. So the help didn't come right away. So there's a lesson for us to learn here. When we're in problems, when we're in difficulty, and the first place we go, we didn't get help. The first thing we try, we didn't get help. What do? Stop? No, we continue to seek. We continue to look and find where we can get that help, where we can find that solace and that peace. And devotees, it means that, the first day that we pray, everything is not going to go well right away. Many times, I get this question, Baba have problem. Baba have difficulty. Okay? So what should I do? Well, when we have difficulty, when we have good times, the best thing that we can do is pray for ourselves. Whether in good times or bad times. We pray to Bhagwan, asking him to show us and guide us the way out. So what mantras should I use? If we have graha and so on, we have to use certain mantras, specific mantras. Or our Ishta Devta, we chant mantras to our Ishta Devta. So very commonly, devotees, I get the question, Baba, how much time I have to chant it? Baba, how much days I have to chant it? When it will finish? These are common questions, devotees. And I always say, when do we stop eating to nourish the body? Do we eat for a certain amount of days and then stop to nourish the body? Do we drink water for a certain amount of days and then stop to keep the body going? So then why should there be a stop to the prayer? Why should there be a limit to the prayer that we do? Because this is for our spiritual benefit, our spiritual upliftment. And Garudaji was expressing this doubt. And we all experience this from time to time, this state of confusion. But through that doubt, Garudaji said that I am now blessed because through this convoluted process, through this process of seeking help, I have reached to your feet, O Kak Busundaji, and I have been blessed with listening to the entirety of Sri Ramcharitamanas and devotees. He continued to speak to Kak Busundaji. What did he say? Let us hear in this Chaupai. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Jai Shri Rama. We all chant together. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. अतियात व्याकुल होए तरु छाया सुत जानव सोए बोलो श्री राम जय जय राम जाओ नहीं होत मोह अति मोही मिलते युतात कवन विधि तो ही श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम जय श्री राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम जय श्री Garudaji continued to say, जो अत्यातप व्याकुल होए तरु छाया सुख जानव सोय, जानव सोय. He was explaining to Kag Busundaji. He said, the pleasure or the relief afforded by the shade of a tree is most appreciated or is best appreciated by that one who is tormented by the scorching heat of the sun. Boli Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. Boli Shri Raja Ramchandra Bhagavan ki Jai. Devotees, that one who is tormented by the heat of the sun will appreciate the shade that is afforded by the tree, rather than the one who is comfortable. They will not appreciate that shade as much as that person who is tormented by the heat of the sun. We've all experienced this from time to time, no? Whether we live in Trinidad or we live in Guyana, we live in North America, wherever we live, devotees, at some point it gets hot. And when we go outside in the sun and we feel that heat of the sun and we go under the shade of a tree, we feel so good. And we are thankful. We are thankful for that shade that is being afforded by the tree. And this is, something that I try to instill in my own children and anyone who would listen. It's a very important teaching that we pass on to our children when it comes regarding to food. And one thing we always teach is do not waste food, because that food that we are wasting, there are some in this world today, maybe in our own neighborhoods, maybe in our own cities that we live, who will be very happy for the scraps of food that we throw away. And when we throw away that food, devotees, because, we are not going hungry. But when we feel that pangs of hunger, devotees, we understand what these unfortunate individuals are going through. When they are feeling the pangs of hunger, but there is nothing to eat, how do they feel? When we feel hungry and we get something, we know how good we feel. So this is the analogy that Garudaji is bringing, that the pleasure afforded or the enjoyment afforded by the shade of a tree is best experienced by a person who is tormented by the heat of the sun. He said, Jo nahi hot moh ati mohi. He said, had I not fallen a prey to this great illusion, had I not fallen prey to this great illusion, milte utat kavan bidhitohi. He said, how then would I have met you, O dear Father? Boli Shri Raja Ramchandra ki Jai. Devotees, you see, he has turned a negative situation into something good, something positive. And this is the key to life, devotees. Any situation that comes to us, we have to look for what is good. What is good that is coming out of this situation? The key to happiness is to keep a positive mindset throughout our lives. The moment we start to look negative, devotees, what happens? The mouth starts to curl downwards, just as the thoughts do. The mouth starts to go, upside down you. Just as the thoughts do. Negative thoughts bring us like this. But what we say, devotees, turn that frown upside down and start to smile. Start to look for the positive. Start to look for the good. Have a positive mindset. As to everything that you're going through, it might be hard, it might be difficult, but you can find something good. And when you find that something good, you hold on to it. You hold on to it. And devotees, you pull yourself out. Pull yourself out of that quagmire. Pull yourself out of that darkness. And devotees, Garud, here he's finding that wonderful blessing that he has gotten out of this whole experience. And devotees, he continued to say, let us hear in Chaupai. सुनते के निहारे कथा सुहाए अति विचित्र बहु विधि तुम गाए बोलो श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
निगम गम पुराण मत कहीं से धमोनी नहीं संदेह बोलो राम 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 सीता राम 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 बोलो राम राम राम
Sita Ram Ram Ram
निगम अगम पुराण मत कहीं से धमुनि नहीं संदेह श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम बोलो श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम Garuda ji went on to say, Sunatev kimi hari katha suhai Ati vichitra bahu vidhi tumh gai. And he said, how then would I have heard, have the opportunity to hear and listen to this most beautiful and delightful katha of Shri Hari, of Prabhu Shri Ram. In this most beautiful way that it was sung by you, O Kakbu Sundaji. Devotees, Garud is showing that, sometimes we as individuals, we wait for something to happen and then we try to create an opportunity. But devotees, that opportunity is there all the time. Do we have to wait for Sunday to listen to Sri Ramcharitamanas? Do we have to wait for special occasions, puja, to listen to discourse? Or can we create that opportunity? Now there's so much access, so much availability to different satsangs, different pujas, different devotions that we can access from the comfort and safety of our homes. It is for us to take that opportunity, devotees, and make use of it. And don't wait for a special occasion. Don't wait, for Sunday morning to come and then, oh yes, katha. No, devotees. We can create that opportunity anytime. And the more that we expose ourselves to these opportunities, then the more it will uplift us. The more it will benefit us. As we say, praying is like taking our vitamins. For best results, we do every day. Right? We take the vitamins today and then we wait 1 week again and take another vitamin. What happens? We're missing out. Missing out on so many days of the benefits and the nutrition of those vitamins. The same way, devotees, we miss days in between of listening to Katha. We miss days in between of not praying, then we are missing out on those benefits as well. So, Garudaji is raising this point. He says, If not for this situation, how would I have been able to come in contact with you? How would I have listened to this wonderful charit, this wonderful katha of the Lord, sung so beautifully by you, O Kagbhu Sundarji? He said, Nigam Agam Puran Mat Eha. He says, this envelopes and encompasses the teachings of the Vedas, the Agamas and the Puranas, all together in a beautiful form, in a beautiful story form. We are getting the teachings of Vedas, the Puranas, the Agamas, all these various scriptures, devotees. Garudaji is saying, you understand who is Garudaji? The Vahan, the vehicle of Sri Mahavishnu Bhagavan. So his words are not empty words, devotees. He's saying that this is the teaching of all the scriptures put together in a beautiful form. In a beautiful form. He says, Kahi Siddha Muni Nahi Sandeha. Devotees, this is a pronouncement of all those wise ones, all the Siddhas, all the Munis, all the Rishis, all the sages. He says, of this there is no doubt. All the wise, all the Rishis, the Munis, they all say these wonderful teachings in the same way. And it's all here for us, devotees. Sri Ramcharitamanas is available for everyone. Everyone has access to Sri Ramcharitamanas now, right? Whether we can read Hindi, we can't read Hindi, it is there in English. It is there in English for us to read. How many times do we take that opportunity, devotees? If we have a Sri Ramcharitamanas in our house, if we have Bhagavad Gita in our home, to open it and to take a few chopa and read when the day comes. Or is it that we get so busy with other activities, the manifold material activities, that we don't find the time? And we say we don't find the time because, devotees, we don't make the time, it will never come. That time will never come. We have to make it happen. Make it happen. Make that time every day to sit down and read from your scriptures and see what benefits you get. See what, differences it makes in our lives. And devotees, Garudaji went on to say, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram,
Jai Jai Rama.
Sant Bisudha Melahe Parite Chitavahi Ram Kripa Karije. Bolo Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Rama, Jai Jai Rama.
राम कृपा तब दर्शन भयो, तब प्रसाद मम संशय गयो। श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम,
Jai Jai Rama.
श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम। संत बिसुध मिलहि परितेहि, चित वहि राम कृपा करिजेहि. He says that the fellowship or the association with pure and holy saints, what we call satsang, devotees, what we call satsang, he says, that is only made possible by those who have attained the kripa, who have attained the grace and the blessings of Prabhu Shri Ram. Boli Shri Raja Ramachandra ki Jai. Those who have attained the grace and blessings of Shri Ram devotees, Garuda ji saying that only then we are afforded that association with the saintly. How does one attain that grace? माया में तू उलझा उलझा दर दर धूल उड़ाए. What happens, devotees, in this world? How do we attain the grace of Bhagwan? When we come into this world and we see this wonderful Maya, we do so many different things to attain the things of this Maya. अब क्यों करता मन भारी जब Maya sat churai. And when the things of Maya leave us, devotees, when we suffer for the things of this illusion, then the mind becomes very disturbed. दिन तो बीता दौड़ धूप में, दिन तो बीता दौड़ धूप में. If we have wasted the day, devotees, the bhajan is telling us, ढल जाए ना शाम रे. Please do not waste the evening time. Once there's time, devotees, there's hope. How do you attain that grace? Bolo Ram, Bolo Ram, Bolo Ram, Ram, Ram. Simple enough? Is that simple enough for us to do, devotees? Can we all chant together? Bolo Ram, Ram, Bolo Ram, Bolo Ram, Ram, Ram. तेरे मन में राम, तन में राम, रोम रोम में राम रे. राम सुमिर ले, ज्ञान गाले, चोर जगत के काम रे. बोलो राम, बोलो राम, बोलो राम, राम राम, बोलो राम. तन के भीतर औचल तेरे डाल रहे हैं डेरा. तन के भीतर औचल तेरे डाल रहे हैं डेरा. It says, in this body resides 5 thieves. The bhajan is telling us 5 thieves. What did rob us from, devotees? They rob us from our peace and our happiness in our minds. So it's not really in the body, but really in the mind. These 5 thieves reside there. What are these thieves? He called devotees. They have very special names. We understand them. काम क्रोध मद लोभ मोहने तुझको कैसा हेरा. काम क्रोध मद लोभ मोहने तुझको कैसा हेरा. भूल गया तो राम रतन को, भूल गया तो राम रतन को, भूला पूजा के काम रे. बोलो राम, बोलो राम, बोलो राम, राम राम, बोलो राम, बोलो राम. वो तेरे मन में राम, तन में राम, रोम रोम में राम रे. राम सुमिर रे, ज्ञान गाले, चोर जगत के काम रे. बोलो राम, बोलो राम, बोलो राम, राम राम, बोलो राम. बचपन बीता खेल खेल में, भरी जवानी सोया. देख बुढ़ापा अब क्यों सोचे, क्या पाया क्या खोया, बचपन बीता खेल खेल में, भरी जवानी सोया। देख बुढ़ापा अब क्यों सोचे, क्या पाया क्या खोया। देर नहीं है अब भी बंदे, देर नहीं है अब भी बंदे, ले ले उसका नाम रे। बोलो राम बोलो राम बोलो राम 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 बोलो राम। तेरे मन में राम तन में राम, रोम रोम में राम रे। राम सुमिर ध्यान वाले छोड़ जगत के काम रे। बोलो राम बोलो राम बोलो राम 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 बोलो राम बोलो राम बोलो राम 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 बोलो राम बोलो राम बोलो राम राम राम। काम क्रोध मद लोभ मोह, these are the 5 thieves that are recognized by this bhajan. So we all understand some of those words. Kam means lust, krodh means anger, mad means pride or ego, lobh means greed, moha means illusion. So we talk about vikar. Vikar is 6 qualities. So in addition to these 5, we add one more, which is called matsarya. Matsarya means jealousy or rivalry. We call those 6 vikar. So one of the bhajans we sing to Lord Ganesh, we say nirvikar nirmalmana. That without these vikar, without these 6 qualities, that our mind becomes very beautiful. Our mind becomes very beautiful. So these 5 qualities, according to the bhajan, robs us from our peacefulness, our happiness. Bhul gaya tu Ram ratan ko. It causes us to forget this wonderful gem, this precious gem that we have, that is Shri Ram. Bhola puja ke kamre. It causes us to forget to perform our good actions, our puja and so on, our sadhana. Bachpan bita khel khel mein bhari jawani soya. This verse, devotees, gives a wonderful synopsis of our life. That we are born into this world, and as children, bachpan time, childhood time. He says, all we want to do is to play. We are given lots of toys and so on, and this is how we grow. We want to play. We want to play. Then Bhari Javani comes. Bhari Javani means young adults. Young adults. And what happens? Young adults, one of the favorite pastime that they have, other than playing, is soya. Sleep. Love to sleep. In this way, we pass the young years of our life in either playing or sleep. How many young people today take that time to sit down, do some japa? Take that time to sit down, do some meditation. Take that time to sit down, do some havan. Take that time, sit down and pray, meditate, do something positive for themselves. How many of them? We tell them play for 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. Go ahead, no problem. They don't get tired at all. And if they sit down for 15 minutes in Havan, oh God, I'm tired. My foot hurting, my knee hurting, my head hurting, my back hurting, taking too long. Devotees, this is what Maya does to us. This is what this illusion does to us, fools us. You sit down, waste time for however long, and devotees, no benefits at the end. None. Zero. All we do, we take away some time from our lives. And then what happens, devotees, then finish there. You then finish there. Childhood gone, young adulthood gone. Then deka budhapa. Then we get older again. Start to have married and family and so on. Then we start to think. Ab kyo soche. Now we start to think. Kya paya, kya khoya. Where I will gain and where I'll lose now. We have money now. Money and property and so on. And this is how the life goes. We start to think only, about these things. If I do this business, I might gain something. I do this business, I might lose. And the mind becomes preoccupied with all of these things, devotees. And many of us in our lives, we make this mistake. We go through our whole life and, where's the time for God? Where's the time for God? And if we have made these mistakes, devotees, as long as we still have life, the bhajan says, Der nahi hai ab bhi bande. If you still have now, devotees, if you still have this moment, and there's life in the body, bhajan says, Lele uska naam re. Chant the name of Bhagwan. Chant the name of Bhagwan. This is how that we can obtain that blessing, devotees. This is how we can obtain that blessing. This is how we can obtain that kripa, that grace and blessing of the Lord to associate with those who are saintly. Otherwise, we wouldn't feel to do it at all. We wouldn't feel to do it. Those who take the time, devotees, and log on to a service on a Sunday morning, whether it be our service or some other service, it doesn't matter. If you have logged on to a service, and if you participate in a service, you find the time to go to the mandir, you find the time to pray, to engage in satsang, devotees, consider yourself to be very blessed. Because many of us, we can choose to sleep in. We can choose to do something else with the time. But if we have chosen to do this with our time, devotees, consider yourself to be very, very blessed. And through the grace and blessings of Bhagavan, we are allowed this opportunity. We are allowed this opportunity. So devotees, I will stop Katha this morning at this point. As I said, our service this morning is sponsored by Joy Ramsundar, a very wonderful devotee from Maryland in the US. And she's celebrating her Janamdin, her birthday today. And also, during this last week, we've had Visham Dindyal, Shirley Dev, Krishna Ramkisoon, and a wonderful devotee from Trinidad also by the name of Pamo Mahabir. And you would see that name on our lives all the time, that she always, participates with us. And special blessings to all these devotees. And if I've missed anybody, please accept my apologies. And this morning we chant praises to Shiv Shankar Bhagwan, as again we are approaching that wonderful day of Mahashivratri. And we ask Shiv Shankar Bhagwan to shower grace and blessings upon all of these devotees who are celebrating their birthday or who have celebrated their birthday during this past week. All of you, I'm sure, would know at least part of this bhajan, so please join your voices. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya bolo. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya bola. Om Namah Shivaya.
Dam 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 damru bajai Shiv Shankar Kailashpati. युग युग सोया जीव जगाए शिव शंकर कैलाशपति दम 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 डमरू बजाए शिव शंकर कैलाशपति
युग युग सोया जीव जगाए शिव शंकर कैलाशपति
ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो चंद्रमा पहने नाग की माला माथे ऊपर तिलक चंद्रमा पहरे नाग की माला डमरू के धड़कन पे नाचे सृष्टि का रखवाला। निज भक्तन के कष्ट मिटाए शिव शंकर कैलाशपति। युग युग सोया जीव जगाए शिव शंकर कैलाशपति। ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो, ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो।
ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो, ओम नमः शिवाय।
मंगलकारी नाम है उनका, वो है शक्तिदाता। मंगलकारी नाम है उनका, वो है शक्तिदाता। भवसागर से तर जाए वो, जो शिव नाम है गाता। मोह माया से मन को चुराए शिव शंकर कैलाशपति। युग युग सोया जीव जगाए शिव शंकर कैलाशपति। ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो, ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो।
ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो, ओम नमः शिवाय।
दम 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 डूब जाए शिव शंकर कैलाशपति। युग युग सोया जीव जगाए शिव शंकर कैलाशपति। ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो, ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो। ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो, ओम नमः शिवाय। बोलिए श्री महापति महादेव की जय। May the blessings of Shankar Bhagwan be upon all of those who are celebrating a special occasion, a wonderful occasion in your lives this past week or today. So devotees, at this time we will engage in our final arti. So those who are performing puja at home, you'd like to perform arti, please go to your altar, perform your arti there. If not, we all stand in reverence to Prabhu as we engage in Shri Ramayana Arti. ओम साजं चवर्ति संयुक्तं वहनिनायोजितं मया। दीपं गृहाण देवेश त्रैलोक्यं तिमिरापहम्। आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की,
कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की।
गावत ब्रह्मा दिक मुनि नारद, वाल्मीकि विज्ञान विशारद। शुक सनकार शेष और शारद, बरनी पावन सुत कीरति की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की।
आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की।
गावत वेद पुराण अष्टदश चाहो शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन को रस मुनि जन धन संतान को सरबस सार अंश सम्मत सब ही आरती श्री रामायण जी की
राते काले तलन तसिया के
गावत संतत शंभु भवानी और घत संभव मुनि विज्ञान व्यास आदि कवि बर्जन खानी काग भुसुंदी गरुड़ के आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपे की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की राते काले तलन तसिया के
कलिमल हरानी विषय रस फीके सुभाग श्रृंगार मुक्ति जुवती के दलन रोग भाव मोरियमी की तात मात सब विधि तुलसी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपे की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की राते काले तलन तसिया के
कीरति कलित ललित सियपे की कीरति कलित ललित सियपे की। बोली श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। So at this time, devotees, if we have flowers, please take a flower in your hand. We all clasp our hands, we close our eyes, we bow our heads as we engage in our final prarthana to end this morning's devotion. We humbly pray and ask the grace and blessings of Bhagavan to be upon our sponsor family this morning, and Joy, who is celebrating her birthday, all devotees who have celebrated special occasions, and all who have participated this morning with us in our devotions. We humbly ask grace and blessings of the Lord to be upon each and every one. Let us all pray together. Hari Om Mantrahinam Kriyahinam Bhaktihinam Janardanam Yat Pujitam Mama Deva Devi Paripurnam Tarastu Me Om Vahanam Najanami Visarjanam Pujam Chaiva Najanami Shamyatam Parameshwaram Tvameva Mata Shapita Tvameva Tvameva bandhu shasaka tvameva Tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva Om asato ma sadgamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya Mrityurmamritam gamaya हे सर्वशक्तिमान सचिदानंद निराकार निर्विकार सर्वधार सर्वेश्वर सर्वव्यापक अंतर्यामी अजर अमर नित्य पवित्र सृष्टि कर्ता को बारंबार नमस्कार है। हे परमात्मा भविष्य वर्तमान दुखियों का कष्ट हरण करके सुबुद्धि को प्रकाश कर कीजिए से सबका मंगल होए। ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे। Everyone together. राधे राधे गोविंद
गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे। बोलो
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे। बोलो
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
हे राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
बोलो राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे। बोलो
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
हे राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे। Everyone together. राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे। बोलिए सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। वृंदावन कृष्ण चंद्र की जय। उड़ीसा जगन्नाथ की जय। बोलो रे भाई सब संतन की जय। सियापति रामचंद्र की जय। बोलिए श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। जय जय सीताराम। आसन लीजिए। प्लीज हैव योर सीट्स। So wonderful morning of devotion. Myself personally, I was here earlier this morning to perform puja, and on behalf of our sponsor devotee, she wanted to, have puja done, and we had that done privately, just between us and here, and we invited her to come on virtually to perform the puja with us, and this was very nice. And now I'm here for our stream, and my day is not done as yet. I still have to go a little ways for marriage ceremony. But it's always a pleasure to be in devotion. It's always a pleasure to be in puja and satsang. Devotees is most enjoyable, and I enjoy every moment of it, and I do pray and hope that you all enjoy along with us as we engage in these devotions. So until next week, Sunday, I don't believe we have anything scheduled to do. So next week, Sunday, we'll continue with our Sunday devotion. And then, of course, on Monday is that wonderful day of Mahashivratri. And as I mentioned, we will be observing 2 of the prahars. So 9 o'clock, I'll remind everyone during this week of what needs to be prepared to make your offerings onto your Shiv Lingam at home. And so we'll observe 9 o'clock and 12 o'clock, and then we will close off here at the mandir. And then if you want to continue on 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock, you can continue on if you have the time and if you have that ability to do the other 2 prahars. You can do it on your own, following the process that we have done in the first 2. So devotees, God's blessings to each and every one of you. Once again, Joy, very, very happy birthday to you. All who have celebrated, happy birthday. And keep safe, keep well, keep blessed until next week, Sunday morning. Jai Jai, Sita.